What's up guys, Gabriel Varga here. Today we're going to talk about 3 key elements that will help you round kick like a Muay Thai champion. Because a lot of people throughout the world who haven't trained in Thailand throw their kicks sometimes like a karate stylist, an MMA fighter, or just somebody who doesn't understand all the techniques to maximize your power and kick 100% like a champion from Thailand. So guys, that is our topic for today. Alright guys, most people who like combat sports have watched Sanchai, Buakaw, Yotsenklai throw their round kicks and just go, whoa, I want to kick like them. And the first big element of maximizing your power and round kicking like a Thai is to talk about what our standing leg is doing. And right away we have to talk about pivoting, because many people who are new to combat sports and new to kicking don't understand exactly what this foot is doing. This foot right here is going to be responsible for my whole body rotating correctly. If I don't turn this foot, if I keep my toes pointed towards Bob and I try to start kicking, my whole body's going to stop. I can only twist so far without that pivot. So being able to take my toes and turn them either 90 degrees or even better 180 degrees, that's going to be the first big key to increasing your power and increasing the flexibility through the hips. You're not even really increasing the flexibility, you're just allowing your body to move naturally. Now when we're talking about the pivot, a lot of people mistake, or a lot of people at seminars that I go and instruct at ask me, I'm pivoting through the flat of my foot, right? And I go, no, right away, that is a big error that you are making. Don't try and pivot through the flat of your foot, because if you imagine this is my foot, this is the ground, the two are connected together, and I try and turn, the friction with everything connected is so great. It's going to be very difficult for you to get that full pivot without your foot getting caught up. So what we want to do is, as our weight shifts forward, we lift up to the ball of the foot and we shift only, or we pivot only our weight through the ball of the foot. If you've struggled with trying to get your pivots down, you're going, it's really difficult to get that 180 degree pivot, that is understandable. What I'd like you to try and do is find a surface to hold on to. Get your standing leg against the ground and practice, as you're stabilizing your upper body, rapidly lifting your foot and twisting it completely from one side to the other. Every time I do it, my heel lifts up, I disconnect and switch 180 degrees, and then I repeat the same thing. Up with the ball of the foot, switch. I should be able to transition back and forward rapidly. And that is essentially all you are doing when you are throwing your pivot or executing your pivot. Before we move on to our next point, guys, if you are enjoying the video, make sure you give it a like. If you haven't already, get subscribed. And let's move on. Next up, guys, I want to talk about the hand positioning. A lot of styles keep their hands right here as they kick. And there's something to be said for keeping my hands up here. But if you're wanting to round kick like a Muay Thai fighter, you want to maximize your power. So there's a few points to go through here that are very important. Number one, as I kick, whichever leg I kick with, my arm swings down. I can swing as far as I almost can there, almost to the point where my shoulder won't allow me to go any further. Now the second important part is, what is my opposite hand doing? And a lot of gyms, even kickboxing gyms, teach hand down the middle. I don't like this because I'm not worried about somebody punching me, but I am worried about a round kick coming at the same time and catching me here. So I always leave my hand right up in this position, as do all the Thai gyms, at least that I've trained at in Thailand. Now we just talked about the pivot, but if we swing our arm, we swing it, it helps increase the speed at which my shoulder can travel forward. It's almost like this hand projects the shoulder in front, which is going to help increase that body mechanic of getting the torso twisting, the whole body twisting, and then to snap that kick all the way in. And the final thing I want to talk about, guys, is the angle of your kick. A karate kick, very often, at least when I used to do karate, it was lift, get the foot flat, in line with the knee, and extend out. So we're coming completely on a horizontal angle. But for Muay Thai, when you see the guys throw kicks, they don't come up and across, they come from down here upwards on an angle. And this serves a couple purposes. Number one, when you lift here and you come across, you're going to decrease your power as opposed to just throwing it up. That just makes sense. If I have to come here and across, it's not going to be as powerful as a direct line where my force doesn't decrease at all. Also, if I'm trying to target the body, if my arms are up here and I come across, it's very hard to miss those elbows or those forearms. But if I come up on this angle, I have more chance of sliding under the elbows and landing to that midsection. Now that doesn't mean you only have to kick at that angle. Obviously, if you come up to head level, you will come a little bit more around. But when I throw that round kick down to the body, I can certainly come up as I engage my pivot and I swing my arm down to put all three together. Once you incorporate all these elements, guys, you're getting that much closer to kicking properly, like a Muay Thai fighter. And then from there, we can add in all the other elements, which are much, much more advanced, but small, subtle things. Everything we covered today are the main things you need to know to get your technique on point. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you haven't already, get subscribed. Train hard, guys, and I'll see you back here soon for another video.